Hi everyone, and welcome back to Stamp with Anna. And today I'm going to show you another card that I made this week using the Party Pandas stamp set. And this is a celebration stamp set. It is free with a $50 order from now until March 31st. And he's a really, really cute stamp set. And I have been trying to feature Party Pandas all week. Earlier this week, I did make a couple other cards using Party Pandas, and I made this cute bright birthday card using the Panda bear and this designer series paper that's called Bubbles and Fizz, which is also available as a free item. And this is a fun fold card. Just has a little tie over here, and this flap goes up. It's really cute. Then I changed it up a little bit and went more subtle and made it a baby card. This Hello Baby came from the Baby Bear set, and instead of using bright colors, I went with some colors from the Subtles collection. And then yesterday I made this note card, which is my customer thank you card for the month of February, and this time I used this little bear there and paired it up with my favorite combo of Crumb Cake and Blushing Bride, and that's just a smaller note card. And today I'm going back to Party. So this card uses the Regal Collection. I have some crushed curry, some island indigo, some eggplant, elegant eggplant, some rose red, and the island indigo. I was just thinking the other day how I almost never use that, and I really do love that shade of blue. I don't know why I never go for it, but I did this time, and I even did the Island Indigo ribbon. In the rose red, I'm not, I don't use rose red a lot either, but I did today. So let's get started, and let me tell you what we need. And all of these measurements will be on my blog. The card base is crushed curry, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Then the Island Indigo matte is 4 by 5 1/4. And then the card front is Whisper White, and that is 3 3/4 by 5. You also need another piece of Whisper White, which is 4 by 5 1/4 for the inside of the card. And you need a scrap of white so we can we can stamp our 3 pandas and fussy cut them out. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. On this scrap piece of paper, using some black archival ink, I am going to stamp 3 panda bears. Okay. And then I'm going to color their party hats. And I'm going to make 1 island indigo, 1 rose red, and 1, oops, not crushed curry, and 1 is the elegant eggplant, and all the polka dots are going to be crushed curry. And these are all part of the Regal marker set, so it's only 1 set you have to have. So I'm going to just do around the polka dots with the colors, and then I'm going to do the polka dots with the crushed curry. So all of the polka dots are the same color. And I don't use elegant eggplant either. I really don't use a lot of purple. I guess I'm not a purple person. Oh, and that one I did wrong. Look at that. So this one's going to be a little different. The polka dots are purple, and the hat is going to be crushed curry. That's not a problem. Now let me go back to doing this one the right way. And here's the rose red. I'm just going to go around those polka dots. And I'm going to come in with my crushed curry. Now normally when I fussy cut, I leave a border around what I'm cutting. But for this one, I did that at first, and when I put the teddy bears up against the background that I made, the white just didn't look right. So I went around and I cut right up to the line. And I'm not going to do the whole thing here with you on camera. That'd be like watching grass grow, wouldn't it? So I'm just going to cut right up until that line. I'm not a big fussy cutter, but I did learn that the easiest way to get the best cut is not to move your scissors, but to move your paper. See, I'm moving my paper into my scissors, not my scissors into my paper. All right, and I'm going to finish this off camera, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm just about done with my fussy cutting. I just need to finish cutting this last little leg out. And when you're fussy cutting, a good pair of snips is vital. And these Stampin' Up! Ones are so sharp, they're awesome. And you'll notice when I cut my teddy bear out, I did take off the fringe on his little party hat, because I'm going to do something different for that. So the next thing we need to do is make our background. So I'm going to bring in a piece of scrap paper here, and I'm going to bring in my smaller of the two white pieces, the one that's cut at 3.5 by 5, 3 3/4 by 5. Again, these measurements will be on my blog. And I'm going to bring in my pierce mat because I'm using the Party Time sentiment that comes from the Happy Birthday Gorgeous set. This one is new. It just came out in the current 17-18 catalog. Oh my goodness, new. It's going to be retiring in a few months. It seems like it just happened. I'm going to use this Party Time and this Happy Birthday for the inside. So I'm going to ink that up in Island Indigo, and I'm going to put that right around the bottom right corner of my card. Now I'm going to work around that to make my background. And the way I'm going to make my background is with this tiny piece from the Party Pandas. It has a star, a couple circles, and a couple diamonds. And I am just going to randomly stamp these all over. I'll have to cover that one with one of my teddy bears. My panda bears, I should say. Just going to randomly stamp that in all of the colors. And a little bit of elegant eggplant. Not too much elegant eggplant, because it is kind of dark, and I want this to be a little on the brighter side. Okay, and in between colors, I am making sure that I clean my stamp pad with my Stampin' Scrubber. Whoops, lost my stamp. And now I'm going to do a little bit of rose red for some bright. And again, this is really one of those colors that I don't use often at all. Oh, let's see. Maybe right there. And now I'm just going to go around and fill in with my crushed curry. And I like the fact that I'm using the Regals, which is a really earthy stamp colors. And it's still able to make my card nice and bright. And cheery, I should say. And one right there. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. Now I'm going to place my bears. And to do that, I'm going to use the mini dimensionals because they are just the right size. And I'm going to use my pierce tool. So I'm going to put one right by that party hat and one right by either arm. and one right by either leg. I'm going to go get these all together and I'll be right back. Okay, I have the backs off of all of my teddy bears, and now I'm just going to place them. One in the center, and this little guy here, I do want to try to cover that up right there. So I'm going to place him right there. And my last guy is going to go right about here. Now, when I cut off the pom-pom on the party hat, I did that because I'm going to use these tiny little circles that I punched out. And where I got those from the cookie cutter punch, I used these tiny little dots right there. And I was able to use just the tiniest little pieces of scrap gold glimmer paper. You know how I'm always telling you, don't throw any of that away. This is when it comes in handy, when you need just a tiny little dot. Pokey tool here. Get him going there. I should probably just use my tweezers, right? It is a tiny little circle and it's stuck to my tweezers. Alright. Scooch him into place. And then one last one right there. That one just dropped right off. Perfect. And that glue will dry clear, so it's not a problem at all. Now I'm going to bring in a little bit of ribbon. This is Island Indigo, and this is part of the Sycamore Street set. It must have been part of a 2-pack that they had. It's retired, but then again, you know me and my ribbon. If it's a current color, I'm using it, even if it's retired, because chances are, if I have it in my stash, you have it in yours, and why not use it, right? So I'm going to center that up right there, and then I'm going to take my ribbon, and I'm going to tie a bow on the bottom, but off to on the left-hand side, okay? Hopefully my fingers will work today. Arthritis is kicking in pretty good today. But I'm going to try to make this bow. Let me do that off camera. I'll be right back. Okay, I have my bow made. God, I'll tell you, it's the crafter's worst nightmare is to get arthritis in your thumbs. But anyway, so now I have my bow on, and I'm not really happy with how secure it is, so I just put a little glue dot underneath the bottom of that. Now I'm going to mount this onto my crushed curry card base. Flip that over. And now I'm going to come in with some rhinestones because I want to pick up on the glimmer of the pom-poms. So I'm going to just add a few rhinestones here and there. Just wherever I feel like there's an empty space that a rhinestone would look good in. Three by there, one by his head, another over here, maybe one over here, and maybe one on that side right there. Okay, now the last thing we need to do is the inside of our card, And again, for that, I'm using Whisper White 4 by 5 1/4, and the Happy Birthday sentiment that comes from the Happy Birthday Gorgeous set. I'm just going to stamp that right in the center. And then I'm going to mount that on the inside, and our card will be complete. And there we go. There's our happy birthday, party time happy birthday. And I think that's just so cute. And I know it's a little different than the first one, but I think it's cute anyway. So if you have any questions at all about this card or any of the products that I've used, please contact me through my blog, www.stampwithanna.blogspot.com. And don't forget, you can get this Party Pandas stamp set for free with a $50 order through the end of celebration, March 31st, 2018. And if I can help you with that, certainly let me know. Thanks so much. I'll catch you back here tomorrow.